Hey there everybody, welcome to another episode of Bert's Bike, and today we are looking at the Holy Moly Tenere 700 Retro Mod Kit. So I did it. I bought the Retro Mod Kit from Holy Moly for my Tenere 700. Now let's talk about why you would even consider doing this to your motorcycle. Some pros and cons, and at the end of the video, give you my honest thoughts about this particular kit and a little bit about Holy Moly in general. All right, let's get down to it. So first and foremost, the reason why you would do something like this is obviously for the look and aesthetic of the bike. This totally transforms your T7 and just maybe like an average looking quirky adventure bike into a retro off-road machine. So yes, the bike looks amazing, but there are a few things you may not have thought of before doing this mod kit. There are a few added benefits as well as some slight cons to this build. So let's talk about those. Let's start off with the pros. So this kit actually shaves off a significant amount of weight in my opinion. I think it's somewhere between 15 to 22 pounds, somewhere in there. And to me, that's a significant weight savings when you're taking this bike off-road. The second pro is after doing this mod to this bike, when I first jumped onto it and took it for a test drive, I immediately noticed some of that top heaviness was greatly reduced because obviously you can tell that the whole tower section is now deleted off the bike. So the number one benefit in my book is actually the deletion of the tower section and the windscreen altogether. Now you might ask yourself, it's an adventure bike, it's supposed to have that. However, the wind buffeting is completely gone. Now if you're over 6'1", what tends to happen with tall adventure bikes and you're over 6'1" is you really can't get a windshield big enough to get the wind over your head. So I've done a few videos on that subject and I'll leave a link to them in the description below. So let's talk about what really makes this kit awesome for the T7. First off, you got the Acerbis headlight. It's amazing. It looks the part. It is a perfect match and fit, in my opinion, for the T7. The second thing is you got that high fender, which totally adds to the off-road worthiness of this motorcycle. As well as the high fender though, you got the half lower fender. So that thing is awesome. Also, you got the faux tank area, which really gives the bike its sort of aggressive styling. There's sort of modified fairings, as well as you got this custom sticker kit with this sort of blacked out bottom, giving you the illusion of this huge tank. I've seen other retro kits that don't quite address that issue here, that kind of have the same color going all the way down, but it just makes the bike look a little awkward. It's not a bad look, but I think they really nailed it with the sticker kit and the design of the fairings in general. So another benefit of this kit is you are getting dirt bike quality plastics from Artec. And so it's gonna help protect your bike a little bit more in a drop or fall. And these plastics are going to bend and not crack like the stock plastics. So that's a big upgrade in my opinion. So let's talk about some cons in doing this kit. Well, there aren't really many cons, but there are a few things that kind of get on your nerves with doing this kit. So one thing I got to mention, once you get the Acerbis headlight installed, you're going to have pretty limited access to the key. So you're going to have to get used to how to turn the bike on the new way. It's just a small thing, but it's worth mentioning. Seems like a little bit of an oversight with the design. But hey, I'm willing to put up with it because of how awesome the bike turned out. All right, the second con is that you lose real estate for accessories. So the Tenere handlebar situation is already crowded as it is. You end up losing all kinds of mounting points for GPS and accessories for the bike. So if you're gonna mount things to your bike, you gotta be real strategic about what you're gonna do about it. So my Tenere came with the USB charger and the ABS switch, and there's a spot for the ABS switch, but not for the USB charger. I had to do a makeshift thing to get it up there. But overall, I think it turned out all right. So the other con is you lose the rally tower, and so if you're shorter than 6 foot, you actually lose the wind protection. So just depending how you look at it, it could be a con or it could be a pro. All right, and the last thing is that the headlight wiring on this bike is really tricky. And if you don't know what you're doing, you can blow your ECU. So don't attempt to do the front headlight without some kind of an adapter or some kind of kit, or know how to install a relay. There's a few videos on that online. Just a forewarning on this, do some research before you do this mod. So you can theoretically piece this kit together if you're pretty handy and you know what you're doing. But overall, I found it best to either go with a company that has done all the legwork for me. Now the kit is comprised of a few different companies, namely Acerbis, Artec, and MC Pro. However, Holy Moly does add some custom styling and some custom fab work to the kit. So Holy Moly sells this kit as an all-in-one plug-and-play kit. And in my experience with my bike is a 2024, everything else was plug and play except for the parts that mattered, which was the electronic side of things, the headlight and also the turn signals. A lot of the adapters were not the right ones. And also because of the headlight wiring issue with the T7, there's definitely some trickery going on with the stock wiring. So yeah, you definitely need some kind of an adapter for the headlight or some kind of custom wiring to handle the way that the T7 headlight works. It was not included in the kit and I had to purchase one separately. So thankfully LSK makes a great adapter for the T7 and I'll be doing a review on that soon, so stay tuned for that. So I did have to sacrifice some of my stock connectors to kind of make it work with the Holy Moly kit. And I think what's going on is the Holy Moly kit was designed with an earlier T7, I think one with like the sort of Game Boy type screen. And I think that they were thinking maybe that the connectors were universal throughout the years, but apparently, as I figured out, that depending on which year you have, the connectors may be different. And so you may need to order some custom connectors or, you know, splice into your wiring loom. And I didn't really want to do that, so I went ahead and got some connectors and or reused some of the stock ones. Also, another big issue that I found was, to my knowledge, there isn't any how-to video or instructions on how to piece this kit together. It assumes that you know what you're doing. And when you start taking this kit apart, you start noticing there's all these little bits and bobs that you need to reuse to get the new fairings back on. Again, it's not that big of a deal for someone who knows what they're doing, but I consider myself pretty savvy when it comes to DIY stuff, and I myself had kind of a hard time doing this kit. I had to go really slow, and I also, thank God, I was videoing as I went along. So if you think this kit is only going to take you an hour to put together and plug and play, that is not the case. If you're not into DIYing, then you should probably avoid this kit. But if you know how to do that and you can, you know, work through a few issues here and there, then I think this is a great kit for anybody who wants this styling. So if you're curious on how I installed this kit, I have a video on that coming out soon. Stay tuned to the channel for that. So the last thing you need to know on this is Holy Moly is based in Portugal, I believe. And so when you are ordering this, it is coming from overseas, which isn't a bad thing. However, there is no official website, to my knowledge, to order this kit from. You have to contact Holy Moly directly and then pay them directly via whatever you want to use. I went with PayPal. That worked great. And the kit got to my house within about a month. And at the time that I ordered it, they were still putting the kits together. So if you were to order a kit today that they have ready, I believe the wait time would be probably 2 to 3 weeks. So how is the customer service when dealing with Holy Moly? Well, because I had some issues with the build of the bike, I had to contact the owner directly. And there was definitely some back and forth and scheduling some times of some video conference calls and stuff so that he could help me with the build, and namely the electronic issues I was having with the bike. Now, long story short, I ended up figuring out what was going with the headlight on my own. So as I said already, I ordered the headlight adapter kit from LSK, so that solved those issues. However, in trying out so many different types of wiring and things with the headlight bulb, the connectors on the bulb itself, I felt like were getting a little bit worn. And Holy Moly said that they would send me a replacement headlight. Not the cowl, but the actual light bulb inside, so I could have sort of fresh connectors on there. Now, I still haven't received it. It's been over 2 months, and yeah, I don't know if I'll ever receive it, but I did email them back and follow up with that, so I'll let you know how that goes. So I do have to give Francesco credit for getting on Skype with me and having a pretty lengthy video chat about this bike and all the different options and stuff like that. Even though we didn't solve the problem then, it was still pretty awesome that he spent the time with me and, you know, talked me through a lot of the build process. Overall, I'm loving this kit, and it is a vast improvement over its stock configuration, and I truly feel that Yamaha should have come out with something like this from the factory. I would actually love to see them have a standard Tenere in a similar configuration like this, and then an upgrade kit or just a different model for those who want the rally/Dakar tower experience. All right, and with all that said, was this kit worth it? Yes, it is worth it. I'm extremely happy with how the bike turned out in the end. Overall, it's the best looking retro mod kit for the T7 that I've seen, and I am extremely happy with the way things turned out. So if you love retro styling on your bike and like the idea of having a more naked bike experience, this kit or a kit like this is definitely for you. All right, guys, well, thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment below. It's Bert's Bike, and I'll catch you on the next one. All right, the second I'm on YouTube. Yeah. It's called Bert's Bike. Yeah, man. Yeah, subscribe, dude. It's BRTS Bike. Yeah, man, hit me up. Leave me a comment. Check it out. Yeah. Appreciate you, man.